Hello, welcome to May 3rd, 2023. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily Good Life meditation video. This is something that I do every morning, a little bit after waking up, and it's now 4:41 a.m. I do this to remember my life objectives and principles, those that are outlined in my book, Going Alone. I also use this time to think about the last 24 hours, including last night, to see how I did with the challenges and opportunities that I met, and then to plan for the coming day. Let's begin. First, last night and yesterday, I didn't use my new CPAP machine last night. It was a bit of a protest. Frankly, I am having a hard time wrapping myself around the fact that I need the dang thing in the first place. And so I'm finding excuses not to use it. And now it's the excuse that I've got the nasal one. You know, it's the thing that helps me to sleep at night. And it's a tube that connects and blows air in my mouth, in my nasal cavity, in my air cavities. Right now it's just connected to my nose. And that means I have to keep my mouth shut, which is hard to do. I talked to my doctor yesterday and I said, it's hard to keep my mouth shut at night. And I wonder if I can get a mask one. And he said, that's a good idea. So I'm going to try to do that. But gosh, I really don't want to do it. And he did tell me a couple of things. For those of you anyone that sees this that might be interested, he told me one because he says you can't get addicted to these things, but your body can become acclimated to them. Insofar as, like, for now, I'm waking up throughout the night because of the apnea, if that's the right way to say it. But my body has adjusted to it. If I get on the machine and use it regularly, he said I might have a hard time sleeping without it should I decide not to use it in the future. And there's a chance, well, there's a good chance that I won't use it in the future because I'm going to leave the United States and have to give the darn thing back, right? I could probably get one in Japan, but that will be problematic. I don't know, and it'll take some time, right? So this is another, a little bit of a weight on the scale of to not use it. One is that I hate the fact that I'm that guy, which surprises me because I never thought I would be that guy that would be, upset about medical stuff. But I find I don't like it. And then, of course, the thing I just said about getting the dependency. So I'll call them today, the people that run the apnea program, and ask them if they can send the mask versus the nasal thing. Otherwise, I don't know. I might try it for a while. I had a good talk with Yumiko about it yesterday and kind of resolved to try it. I'll try it with the mask. That's what I'll do. So I didn't use it last night. Frankly, I feel no different than I did before. Yumiko pointed out that I need to do something about this because I'm falling asleep when I'm driving. Can't go anywhere. She's right. Other than that, there was nothing remarkable of yesterday. Boy, did I get a lot of reading done, though. Man, I had the afternoon off. I took the afternoon off, and I went to see a doctor in the afternoon, and then after that, my appointment was done. I had a good stretch of time before dinner, and I just went out to the Adirondack chair in the garden and sat in the sun and read all afternoon. I really enjoyed that. Nothing else really of note to remark on. Let's do the good life. My 7 objectives are to be always ready to die, to make good and effective use of my time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to perform good actions, to recognize my true limits and my true opportunities, to do just one thing at a time and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. Oh, that's it for the objectives. Now the 34 principles are war, reason, homunculus, anchor hold, the home of good and evil, purpose, atomic principle, principle of nature, the pirate ride, the principle of maturity, the social principle, the principle of family, temperance. Life will not go well. The horror show. That which must be borne. The feast of offal. Distraction. Agency and the great indifference. The best seat in the house. The restless man. The path of wildness. The great life adventure. The risk of avoiding risk. Sin and damnation. Complete oblivion. The season of philosophy. Script writing. The bullseye aim. The uphill climb. Arena and utility. Nothing is enough. And finally, the principle of fun. I think I got them all there. It's interesting how I didn't use my device last night, but yet I don't feel powerful. I don't feel powered. Well, I had a cup of coffee, so that helped. But I feel good. By the way, all of those principles and objectives, like I said, are in my book, Going Alone, if you want a deeper dive. Sometimes I do this video and I dwell on each of these objectives and principles and think about them and talk about them out loud. Sometimes I do it quick, just name them. That's all I need to do. The bare requirement for this exercise is just to name each of the objectives and principles in turn. I don't even have to do it aloud. I can do it in my mind. So I never miss a day as a result. But today I just did what I call the lightning round, a quick recitation. So now let's talk about today. I'll finish this, do my usual routines, the things that I do after this in the morning, and then I have a full day of work ahead of me. Not too many challenging things, a couple of challenging meetings, some things to tackle. I'm up to it. I'm ready. If you made it this far, thank you. I'll share with you something that I'm hesitant to share aloud because it just it's uncomfortable sometimes to share. I can't wait to retire. Which I hate to say like that because, I know it's over a year away and I should dwell on them now. And I feel sorry for those that are unable to do so, and I don't want to talk about this in such a way that make others feel uncomfortable if they're not in a position that they can do this, because I know life's hard, especially if they're people my age, especially if they're people my age and they've got small kids still. It's still a long haul ahead. But I think our brains kind of adjust for that, right? I mean, when Emily, our daughter was in the single-digit years, my brain insulated me from these thoughts. I mean, life was hard, just as hard. But it's like he doesn't entertain the ideas of the venues, the options that aren't an option, right? I mean, it would have been folly, at age 45 to dream of retirement. I mean, it just wasn't possible, right? They didn't have the means, and there was no mechanism. I had responsibilities and a kid to support, and so the brain just kind of clears the deck. So I ask myself, how would I have felt if I'd heard a man at age 60-ish? I'm closing in on it. I'll be 59 this year, so let's just round up to 60. How would I feel if I heard a man at age 60 talking about retirement? If I was 45 and I heard a man at 60, I would be like, who gives a damn? Go for it. Good for you, dude. Because that's a whole other galaxy away in life, in terms of life, right? Someone from 45 with kids to 60 empty nester. Good for you, all good due germ. I should remember that. I guess the ones I think about are more the people that are my age that still have all these responsibilities, or don't have the sort of life circumstance set up that they can enjoy their retirement, or they can do it at all. Anyway, so I hesitate to talk about it very much because of that. But I'll mention it now because it's here at the tail end of a boring video. I'm really looking forward to it. And not just for the relief, but for, like I said earlier, the afternoon that I spent yesterday with my peace and my freedom and my book and the sunshine in the Adirondack chair. Simple, humble. The artifacts of the other side of life, the far side of life. I'll stop there. I wish you all the best. Be safe, but not too safe. And with that, my life is done, if not finished. See ya.